Number 11 says, using the 1.5 times the IQR rule, and given the 5-number summary, are there any outliers that exist in the dataset? Well, if you don't remember the 1.5 IQR rule, it's given to us on here. It helps us find outliers. And all we need to do is use this formula here to find what we call our fences, or the boundaries, to help us see what numbers are unusual, or outliers. So the lower fence is Q1 minus 1.5 times our IQR, and Q3 plus 1.5 times the IQR gives us the upper fence. And what is the IQR? Is just Q3 minus Q1. So going back to the problem now, notice they actually gave us the Q1 and Q3, so that way we can calculate our IQR. And in this case, if we do 16 minus 12, we get an IQR of 4. That's our measure of spread. And now, let's use those formulas to find our fences. So if we wanted to find our lower fence first, this would be Q1 minus 1.5 times our IQR. Well, plugging in these numbers, we get Q1, which is 12, minus 1.5 times our IQR we calculated was 4. And typing this into our calculator, we get 12 minus 6, which is going to be 6. Then let's also do our upper fence. This one would be Q3 plus, we're going up, 1.5 times the IQR. And so if we do this, this would be 16 is our Q3, plus 1.5 times 4, again, is our IQR. And in this case, we get 16 plus 6 is 22. So what are these fences that we're finding? Again, these are boundaries for what we consider unusual or outliers. Anything that goes beyond this boundary is an outlier. So we first look at the lower end, and we see, does anything go below 6 on the lower side? Is there anything lower than this that would be considered unusually low? Well, actually, we know the lowest number is 7. 7 is not lower than 6, so we are good. Now we look at the upper end, and we see that our upper fence is 22, and anything higher than 22 would be an outlier. Well, if there's any numbers higher than 22, then we should consider an outlier. And we see, oh, we actually know what the highest number is. It's a 23. Well, 23 is greater than 22. That means this is an outlier. This is a number that goes beyond the fence. So we know that there's at least one unusually high value. There might be other ones because we don't know what all the values are. But at least one of them, the highest number, is an outlier. So we have, yes, we can identify at least one unusually high value right there. We didn't have any that were too low, so we can't say B or C. So there we go.